What is up, everybody? So I'm going to start doing a deep dive into Scott Peterson's case, just like I did with a number of other cases on this channel. And just like those cases, I'm going to go back to the very beginning. I'm going to have a look at everything that was being printed in the press at the time everything was going on, from the very beginning of Laci's disappearance right up until today. I'm going to look at everything that was being printed in the press at the time, sort of like a live timeline of events, but of something that happened 22 years ago. And we're going to start off on December 27th. This is the first time I've seen something that was being reported in the press about this situation. This is just a little tiny blurb in the paper because, of course, they didn't know what was actually going on at the time. Authorities launch manhunt for missing pregnant woman. Modesto police searched Thursday for a missing pregnant woman who disappeared on Christmas Eve while walking her dog. Police and firefighters used dogs, horses, helicopters, and rafts to search for Laci Peterson, 27, who was reported missing shortly before 6 p.m. Tuesday when her husband returned home from a Bay Area fishing trip. Peterson, who is 8 months pregnant, was last seen in a neighborhood park at about 10 a.m., police said. The woman's husband, Scott Peterson, told police his wife planned to go grocery shopping and walk the dog Tuesday. That is completely out of character for her, said Detective Al, Brocchini. The next article is from December 28th. Volunteers joined hunt for woman. 8 months pregnant Modesto residents last seen on Christmas Eve. Investigators looking for a missing pregnant woman combed through her computers and vehicles for clues Friday, while a newly opened volunteer center dispatched search teams armed with flyers, determination, and hope. All avenues of the investigation are going to be of interest, said Detective Doug, Ridenour, a spokesman for the Modesto Police Department, which is leading the search for Laci Peterson. Peterson, 27, was last seen walking her dog in a neighborhood park at about 10 a.m. Christmas Eve and was later reported missing by her husband Scott after he returned home from a fishing trip. Peterson is 8 months pregnant. The detective said investigators were looking for clues in 2 computers and 2 vehicles, a pickup truck and a sports utility vehicle seized during a search of the couple's home on Thursday. Detectives also planned to check Scott Peterson's story that he was fishing in Berkeley when his wife disappeared. At this point, he is not a suspect. Dozens of local residents showed up Friday at a volunteer center at a Modesto hotel, according to Kim Peterson, Petersen, spelled differently, executive director of the Carol Sund Carrington Memorial Reward Foundation, which was helping with the search effort. They just kind of kept flowing in all day. Volunteers produced thousands of flyers and were heading out in teams to distribute the handbills and search for the missing woman. Authorities have asked area residents to search rural areas, especially orchards, for any hint of Peterson's whereabouts. At this point, we are not excluding anything, Modesto Police Chief Roy Wasden said Friday on Good Morning America, adding that the park where Peterson was last seen had been searched 3 times. The article continues, missing $125,000 reward offered to help locate woman. The missing woman's family also pleaded for her return on national television. Whoever has her could have some compassion, said Peterson's brother. She's a human being. She's pregnant. She needs to take care of her baby. She's a wife, a daughter, a sister. Please return her. Rewards totaling $125,000 have been offered for information leading to Peterson's safe return, police said. The total includes $100,000 offered by the missing woman's friends and family and $25,000 offered by an anonymous donor through the Sund Carrington Foundation. I wonder who that anonymous donor was, or if that ever came out. Police said that Scott Peterson told detectives he tried to call his wife after fishing Tuesday, but was unable to reach her when he returned home and found his wife missing. Scott Peterson called police shortly before 6 p.m., authorities said. Officials used dogs, horses, helicopters, and rafts in a massive Christmas Day search, but failed to find Laci Peterson. The next article we are going to go over is from December 29th, 2002. Reward for missing woman balloons to $500,000. The reward for a missing pregnant woman ballooned to $500,000 Saturday after a massive donation from a family friend who asked to remain anonymous. The man who wrote a check for $375,000 single-handedly quadrupling the reward for information leading to the safe return of Laci Peterson, according to a foundation coordinating the volunteer effort to find the missing woman. He doesn't want any of the attention, said Kim Peterson, Petersen, again spelled differently, executive director of the Carol Sund Carrington Memorial Reward Foundation. He just wants Laci home. Peterson, 27, was last seen walking her dog in a neighborhood park Christmas Eve. Her husband, Scott, was away on a fishing trip in the San Francisco Bay Area, but called police when he returned home and found his wife missing. She is 8 months pregnant. Police have searched the couple's home and vehicles in a warehouse used by Scott Peterson's fertilizer business, but said they do not consider him a suspect and have no proof of foul play. Earlier in the week, family members and another anonymous donor posted $125,000 in reward money, but the new benefactor beefed up the total Friday. The man is from the Modesto area, but asked that no other identifying information be released. Police concentrated their search Saturday on Western, Stanislaus County, but said they did so merely because it was the next area to be searched and not because of any specific leads. Investigators also announced that on Friday night they served a search warrant at a warehouse used by Scott Peterson's business and seized his fishing boat, but declined to provide more details. In earlier searches at the couple's home, police seized 2 vehicles and 2 computers. Scott Peterson spent Saturday morning posting flyers about the case and spent the rest of the day with family members. Volunteer teams continued to search for Peterson. And the last article we are going to go over here today, December 30th, 2002. Sex offenders contacted and searched for woman. Investigators grasping for leads in the disappearance of 27-year-old pregnant woman said Sunday they were contacting known offenders in her Modesto neighborhood. Meanwhile, police urged residents to search rural areas where Laci Peterson may have walked her dog before she disappeared on Christmas Eve. Her husband was on a fishing trip in the San Francisco Bay Area and called police when he returned home and discovered his wife missing. Police said they have searched a marina in Berkeley, but husband Scott Peterson is not a suspect. Police have received about 340 telephone tips, but none is yet promising. Unfortunately, we have no concrete leads from those tips at this point. In what he termed another phase of the investigation, Sergeant Michael Zahar, Z-A-H-R, said authorities are contacting known sex offenders that live or frequent the area to determine their whereabouts on the day Laci Peterson was reported missing. The reward for the safe return of Peterson, who is 8 months pregnant, reached $500,000 Saturday after a large donation from a family friend. So those are the articles we're going to begin with. It's just the very beginning. That's from December 2002. So we know things pick up shortly after this. This case really gets extraordinarily interesting, has a lot of twists and turns in it, especially now, these days, with the LA Innocent Project picking up Scott Peterson's case. But I'm very interested to keep going and see what was being printed live when everything was going on. That's extraordinarily interesting to me, to see what was actually being put out there at the time everything was happening. At Laci Peterson's initial disappearance, to when her and Connor were found, to Scott Peterson being arrested, to him being in prison, the trial, everything right up until today. But what do you think? What do you think of everything that is going on? Did you see the 2 new documentaries that are out? One is on Netflix, the other one is on Peacock. One of them, the face-to-face with Scott Peterson one, actually has Scott Peterson in it and has the first time he's talked on camera since everything initially happened. It's the first time since he's been in prison that he's talked about anything. He gets video calls that are up to 15 minutes, and the person doing the documentary recorded those video calls and the things that they were talking about. I've watched both of them. They're very interesting, but I want to know what everyone out there thinks. Let me know. Leave some comments below. I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you again soon.